Welcome back. It's 5:51. Time for your morning news now. A man is in custody for the Shooter Showgirls fire. The Dunn County Sheriff's Office interviewed 25-year-old Colton Jansen of Comstock after reviewing video and following leads. They say he admitted to starting Sunday's fire and is now facing arson charges. 2025 is Wisconsin's Year of the Child. Governor Tony Evers' bold promise in his 7th state address. The governor challenged the Republican legislature with an ambitious agenda, expanded child care funding and free school meals statewide. The governor pledged to block any restrictions on reproductive care while pushing for lower prescription costs. On drug control, Evers cited December's Madison school shooting and a former lawmaker's death, calling for a universal background check policy and a 48-hour waiting period.
This is Wisconsin. I get it. We hunt, we fish, we trap, and generations have grown up learning to appreciate our traditions. No one wants to change this proud part of our heritage, and we won't. But we do not have to choose between respecting the Second Amendment or keeping kids, schools, and streets and communities safe. We can do both.
Assembly Speaker Robin Vos gave the Republican response, saying tax cuts will continue to be his party's top job, as Wisconsin has a record $7 billion surplus. And the governor is also proposing a $300 million investment in school mental health services. According to Children's Wisconsin Foundation, kids' mental health is on the decline. Some psychologists are blaming screen time.
The students are reporting that they're spending over 3 hours a day looking at screens. And what you have there is excessive use. You have exposure to harmful content. You have unrealistic expectations.
Isolation and depression are other factors, along with stress and trauma. She says parents should be aware of the increase in mental health challenges and talk to your kids. The Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction announcing a hiring freeze through June. DPI leaders blaming a $2.3 million state budget cut, calling education chronically underfunded. As Republicans praise the freeze, they're also pushing to block DPI's recent changes to state test scoring standards, saying year-to-year comparisons must stay consistent.
That's really important when you look back at the pandemic, when we're trying to look at the effect of the kids that were, kind of lost in the pandemic to see if they've gotten back on track.
State Superintendent Underly defends the test changes, noting 100 state experts helped update the benchmarks. She's requesting $3 billion more in the next state budget for public schools.
All right, snow coming in as we go into late Friday, going into the later portion of your afternoon into your evening hours, and then all the way through Saturday. How about that? Maybe about an inch, maybe up to an inch or two of snow, or just a dusting. We'll get into 13 degrees today, cold conditions, and near seasonal for tomorrow. Once we get into your weekend, though, you're looking at temperatures to warm up, getting back into the mild, carrying that over all the way into next week.